Hey, hello there guys, Proxant here, and welcome back to another video on the channel. So today we're going to be analyzing the recently released Yokai Watch 3 official trailer for Europe. And this trailer is basically just showcasing some of the cool stuff that's in the game, and also showcasing the Europe release date for the game. So, something to keep in mind is that there are going to be some minor spoilers, since the analysis is going to be explaining some of the stuff that I've already seen in the game in the Japanese release. So, that's just something to keep in mind. And now, without further ado, let's check this video out. So the first thing that we're actually shown here is the introductory cutscene of the game, which is this part right here, and this is basically the first thing you see essentially in the game, where it puts you into a new world, and that new world is the US, and here it is, join Nate on his adventure in a new city, and now it's just showcasing some of the stuff that's actually available in the city, because the new city in Yokai Watch 3 is very large. There's a lot of cool stuff you can check out. There's a lot of different components to it, and all of the different quests that are available in the game try to incorporate as much of these different components as possible. So it's a pretty cool aspect of the game, and then from there it transitions into this part, which is the start of the game essentially. And this was something that I was curious about, since I wasn't sure how they were going to incorporate this. Because in the Japanese release of the game, what happened was the character tried to speak with this other character, but he couldn't understand them because they were speaking English, since the game is going from Japan to the US. So it's interesting to see that they've got something going on here. It's Nate saying, "Howdy doodle do," with an angry face. We'll have to see what happens there. And then it's showing some of the mini-games / mysteries available in St. Peanutsburg, which is the name of the new city. And there's a lot of cool stuff like this. Essentially, throughout all of the different parts of the cities, there's mini-games to an extent that you can do. And you know, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of different stuff you can do. I'm not going to spoil that because it's interesting to experience it for the first time, but there's certainly a lot of different things you can experience in this new city. And also, we have a new hero in the game, and this is Haley Ann. In the Japanese release of the game, this was Inaho, and right now she is in Springdale, just going through areas we are familiar with, and some areas that we're not so familiar with, because, you know, there's some new areas in the game, and those will be checked out on Haley Ann's side of the story, because the game is split between two different worlds, essentially. One side of the game is on Nate's area, and the other side of the game is in Haley Ann's area. And then there's the fact that there's a ton of different new yokai in the game, and wow, is there a lot of yokai, because there's 600 yokai in this game, and there's a way you can get every single one of them. Some of them more difficult than the others, and some of them are just crankakai yokai, but you can get a lot of them, and some of them have really unique designs, some of them have really cool designs, and some of them have very interesting backstories to their designs, but that probably will be explained in the game at some point. And we also have the American yokai, and this is basically just taking some familiar yokai in some cases. For example, the Koma Nomads. This is Komajiro and Koma-san updated to be more of American yokai. And then we've got yokai like Kitty Lumbus and quite a few more. Also Minyon. The fact that they're keeping Minyon in the game is a pretty cool thing, because Minyon is essentially your Nyan. You can customize it, you can do whatever you want to it, and it's a pretty interesting yokai. And it's sort of incorporated at one point in the game, so it's a fun yokai to have on the team and just customize as the game progresses. And then, oh, here's the fun part of the game, the new battle system. So the new battle system is something that really upgrades on the previous games, because it incorporates a more enjoyable fighting style, I guess. You can move around your medals on a 3x3 area, and stuff will happen with this 3x3 area. Sometimes it'll be like certain effects from a boss that you're facing. Sometimes it'll just be areas that you just can't access in the fight. It really depends on what's going on with your opponent, but you can also move around your yokai in this area, so you don't really have to worry about the obstacles too much. However, some fights do incorporate the whole obstacle method in a very interesting way, and that's something that will be found out through the progress of the game. But this fighting style is so much better than any of the previous ones, since it's just more enjoyable and more interactive, and also, it's just pretty cool looking. Because, you know, it's a 3x3 area, you move around your yokai, you do fun stuff with that, and of course, you still have all of the stuff that you were familiar with, like items, ultimates, and all of that fun stuff. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Also, new bosses in this game. There's a lot of interesting bosses in this game. Some more interesting than the rest. Some just very unique, but you know, they're all pretty cool. And as you can see here, it's a tale of two heroes in two cities, essentially. As I mentioned earlier, you've got the Nate side of the story and the Haley-Ann side of the story. Each one is incorporating different bosses, different quests, and different stuff. And eventually, something interesting happens to both of the stories, but I don't want to spoil that, because it's a fun experience. And that's basically all we could get from this trailer here. So it was a lot of interesting little things that were, you know, mentioned, and it's telling you like, hey, you've got this, you've got that, you've got this, you got that, you got 600 yokai. And there's a lot more stuff in this game than the stuff that was shown in the trailer. And basically, get this game. It's cool. It's an experience. It's a lot of fun. And in my opinion, it's the best Yokai Watch game so far. So if you have the opportunity to get it, I do recommend getting it. One issue is the fact that it is releasing on December 7th in Europe, which is the same day that Smash Ultimate releases. So that's going to be a bit of a dilemma, but it's still a cool game, and if you can get it, I do recommend it. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. That's going to be it for this analysis video. If more Yokai Watch 3 stuff comes out, I'll make sure to make videos on that, so then I can showcase it and analyze it for you guys. And yeah, thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.